Have you ever felt like there's something powerful inside you, something you can't quite explain but you know it's there? It's that feeling that your life was meant to be more than just waking up, going to work, feeling tired, and doing it all over again. The truth is, that feeling isn't just your imagination. It's a signal from the most powerful part of your mind, your superconscious. This isn't magic and it's not fantasy. It's the highest state of awareness that exists within you. A part of your mind that can turn your thoughts into energy and that energy into reality. Right now, most people only use a small piece of their mental power, maybe 5 to 10%. But the rest? That hidden part holds everything you've ever dreamed of. Money, love, peace, purpose, all of it. The problem is, most people go their entire lives without ever waking up. They stay stuck in routines, thinking they're powerless, when in fact they were born with the most mysterious and creative energy in the universe. You weren't born just to survive. You were born to create. Look around and ask yourself, why do some people seem to have everything, even without working as hard? It's not luck. It's the invisible game of the superconscious mind. Some people, without even knowing it, are tuned into that higher frequency. They have a deep belief in themselves, a strong vision, and an energy that pulls them toward their goals. This isn't about thinking positively or repeating affirmations. This is about awakening the part of your mind that was designed to lead, to build, to attract. And here's where it begins. You have first to accept that this power is already inside you. Until you believe that, nothing will change. But the moment you say, I am more than I've been told, I can create my life, your brain starts shifting. You begin to tap into a different level of energy, one that matches the rhythm of creation itself. If you carry fear, you'll see fear around you. If you feel empty inside, the world will feel cold and distant. But if you light that spark, everything starts to respond. The journey begins not with changing the world, but with changing how you see yourself. There will always be obstacles, but if you carry real power inside, if you have clarity, purpose, and a strong vision, the outside world starts to shift for you. The path begins to open, support shows up, and somehow you're guided to where you want to go. The superconscious mind isn't some made-up idea. It's like a hidden gateway deep inside you, and that's where true miracles are born. That's where Einstein received his theories. It's where Tesla found the answers to questions no one else dared to ask. It's where Ramakrishna Paramahamsa experienced the divine. It's where Steve Jobs saw the vision of Apple long before and they woke it up. This isn't just spiritual talk. It's a universal law. It's what's known as the law of assumption. This law simply says, whatever you deeply believe to be true about yourself becomes your reality. If you think you're small, the world will reflect that to you. But if you believe you're capable of success, the doors will begin to open, even if you don't know how yet. Sadly, many people wait to see results before they believe in themselves. They think, once I make a lot of money, I'll feel rich, or once everyone loves me, then I'll feel confident. But the universe doesn't work that way. It doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are on the inside. Think of it like a magical mirror. Whatever identity you hold in your mind, that's the face the mirror shows you. If you think you're weak or broken, your life will reflect that. But if you carry yourself with confidence, if you see yourself as powerful and worthy, that's exactly what your world becomes. This is the strength of the law of assumption. Your identity shapes your reality. So how do you start using this? It begins by looking within. Ask yourself honestly, what do I truly believe about myself? Are you constantly repeating phrases like, I don't have time, I'm not good enough? Or, Nothing ever works out for me? If so, you're unknowingly planting seeds of failure. But here's the good news. You can plant something new. Every morning, wake up and tell yourself, I am capable. I am worthy. What I desire is already mine. These aren't just words, they're seeds. And when planted in your superconscious mind, they start to grow. And what grows from within soon shows up in your life. The moment you decide that your success is certain, your energy starts moving in that direction. People will feel it. Opportunities will be drawn to you. And slowly, everything you've dreamed of will begin to show up in your life. This is the real power of the law of assumption. It doesn't wait for proof. It tells you to believe first, and the universe will follow. In other words, your belief comes before your results. Think about it. If, for the next 30 days, you truly saw yourself as confident, focused, and unstoppable, wouldn't your posture change? Wouldn't your decisions, your thinking, and your energy feel completely different? And if all that changes, your results must change too. The people who understand this law create miracles, but they don't talk much about it. They carry a quiet belief. I've already become what I'm meant to be. They don't wait for outside validation because they've already won inside. And that's where all creation begins. Everyone wants something. Some want money. Others want love, freedom, respect, or peace. But here, not a fire. There's no emotion behind it, no intensity. Saying, I want to be rich, means nothing if it's only words. But when that desire runs through your veins, when it's in your breath, when it keeps you up at night and makes you restless, that's when the universe starts listening. That's when life begins to move in your favor. This is the formula. Desire plus emotion creates truth. Desire alone is incomplete. Emotion gives it power, speed, and direction. It creates a vibration strong enough to reach the universe. That emotion is what turns a quiet wish into a powerful command. The universe doesn't respond to words, it responds to vibration. And your emotions are the vibration that echoes into existence. Imagine you've made up your mind. I'm going to do something big with my life. If that decision stays only in your head, it will fade in a few days. But if it settles into your heart, if you wake up with that fire and fall asleep thinking about it, your world will begin to reshape itself. You will start to change, and that change will knock on the universe's door. Your mind is a magnet, but it becomes powerful only when it's charged with emotion. Passion is what makes the impossible possible. History proves this again and again. The people who changed the world weren't just smart, they were emotionally connected to their dreams. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times, but the fire in his heart never dimmed. And that fire became his invention. Thomas Edison once said, I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that don't work. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, and still his spirit remained unbroken. Why? Because the feeling inside him was stronger than the world around him. Dhirubhai Ambani started his journey at a petrol pump, but the fire in his heart helped rewrite India's corporate history. That's the difference. Desire with emotion becomes unstoppable. A dream without feeling is just noise. But when your dream makes you cry, when your eyes light up just imagining it, when your heartbeat races thinking about your goal, something powerful happens. That emotion transforms your energy. It changes the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you decide, and most of all, the way you believe. And that's when change begins. Most people say, I'll be happy when I succeed. But the law of manifestation says, you'll succeed when you start feeling happy like you already have. If you want your dream to come true, you must first feel it inside, like it's already yours. Want wealth? Start feeling rich now. Want love? Begin by loving yourself like you already have it. Your emotions are the signal the universe listens to. Think of it like a radio. If your inner frequency is off, you won't catch the right station. You might say, but when you speak with full belief, when your heart says, "This is mine, I'm ready for it," the universe starts moving in your favor. Just imagine closing your eyes and seeing the version of you you've always dreamed of. Picture yourself holding the steering wheel of your dream car, standing on a stage with thousands listening, living in a house not just built with bricks, but built with faith. This isn't fantasy. It's a technique called visualization, and it's directly connected to your superconscious mind. Everything you've ever achieved started as a thought, and everything you want today, it also begins with a thought. But a thought only becomes real when you see it, feel it, and believe it with your full being. That's the power of visualization. Science and spirituality both agree. When you imagine more something vividly, with emotion, again and again, your brain starts to accept it as real. And once your mind believes it, your body and the universe start helping you make it real. So, take just 5 minutes, every morning or every night, and see yourself already living the life you want. Not as a wish, but as your truth. This is all it takes. Just 5 minutes a day. 5 quiet minutes where you sit alone, close your eyes, and imagine the life you truly want. If you want success, see yourself already successful. Picture yourself sitting in the office you dream of. Feel that chair under you. Feel the pride in your chest. If you want to drive your dream car, imagine your hands on the steering wheel. Smell the leather. Hear the music playing. Feel the speed. If you want a loving relationship, then imagine laughing with that person, sharing meals, talking, and walking together. When you do this, you're sending images to your superconscious mind, and it starts turning those images into reality. Why? Because the superconscious can't tell the difference between imagination and reality. If you feed it something again and again, it assumes it's already true, and when that happens, your body, your thoughts, your choices, everything starts aligning with that truth. That's when life begins to shift. And the most incredible part? When you feel something deeply, over and over, the universe starts sending energy in that same direction. The world begins to respond to your inner frequency. The most successful people in the world use this every day. Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps used to picture himself winning before every race. Virat Kohli has openly shared that he saw himself making runs long before anyone knew his name. Jim Carrey imagined himself among Hollywood stars when he had nothing, and he became exactly what he saw. But here's the key. Don't just see it, feel it. Because seeing only speaks to the mind, but feeling speaks to your soul. When you truly feel like you're living it, your consciousness shifts into a vibration that the universe hears. That feeling sends out a signal. This is mine. I already am this. But no matter how powerful your vision is, there's one thing that can hold you back. The voice inside. The one that whispers when you take a step forward. The one that says, "What will people think? You're not special. You'll fail again." That voice is what breaks dreams before the world even gets to see them. It's what locks talent inside cages. It's what teaches hearts to doubt themselves. And the most dangerous part? That voice isn't from the outside. It comes from within. That's your inner critic. It was born from old failures, painful words, childhood shame, pressure, and rejection. When someone told you again and again, "You're not good enough, you always fall behind, you'll never make it," you started saying it to yourself. And over time, that voice became normal. It became background noise. You need to understand something important. That voice inside your head, the one filled with fear and doubt, that voice is not you. It's just a shadow of your past experiences, not your identity. The moment you recognize that truth, everything starts to shift. Every time you hold yourself back or get scared to act, you're not failing. You're simply giving in to that false voice. But imagine what happens when you start answering back. When that voice says, "You can't," and you boldly say, "I can, I will, I already am." This isn't some motivational speech. This is how you reprogram your mind. For every negative message your brain has been fed, you now feed it something positive, something true. When the voice inside says you're weak, tell yourself, "I am strong." When it says you have nothing, say, "I have everything I need within me." When it reminds you of your failures, reply, "Those failures prepared me. I'm ready now." Bit by bit, that inner critic starts to lose its power. It no longer controls you, because now you're in control. Imagine you're sitting at a restaurant. You order your favorite meal and relax, knowing it will come. You don't keep checking the kitchen. You don't ask the waiter 100 times, "Are you sure it's coming?" You trust the process. That's the real secret of manifestation. You believe it's already yours. Most people make one mistake. They keep chasing their dreams like they're far away, wishing for things from a place of lack. "I hope I pass. I wish I could be rich. Maybe one day I'll be happy." But hidden in those words is the energy of not having, and the universe doesn't respond to lack. It responds to certainty. It responds to vibration that says, "I already have it." That's why this final truth matters so much. Live as if it's already done. Not by faking or pretending, but by shifting your state, your energy, your walk, your thoughts, and your inner voice to match the version of you who already has it all. That's what's called an identity shift. You begin to feel like the person who has already won. And when you think, speak, and act from that place, your reality catches up. Because if you see us as poor, your energy becomes poor. Your thoughts, emotions, and choices will reflect that. And you'll attract people and situations that match that level. But when you see yourself as rich, not just in money, but in confidence, gratitude, love, and purpose, your whole vibration rises. You begin to walk in thankfulness. You become a magnet for things that match your new energy. And that's when life begins to respond in ways you never imagined. That's when your truth begins to change. From today onwards, start asking yourself a powerful question. If I already had everything I wanted, how would I think? Because when you start acting like the person who already has it, your thoughts, your energy, and your consciousness begin to shift in that exact direction. And that's when miracles begin. There was a time when Jim Carrey didn't even have a place to stay, but every day he felt like a successful actor. He once wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and a few years later, he received exactly that amount for a film. Not because he was crazy, but because he saw himself there, long before the world did. He changed his identity before his reality changed. And this principle works for everyone. Whether you're in a small town, in a one-room home, or struggling in life, it doesn't matter. The universe doesn't care where you are now. It responds to where your energy is. So when you start believing, "I am already rich, I am already a winner, I already have what it takes," the universe sends people, opportunities, and circumstances that match that frequency. And here's the best part. You can start this shift right now. You don't need permission. You don't need money. You only need to change your consciousness. Think of the universe like a giant radio station, constantly sending out and receiving signals. Your thoughts and feelings are the frequency you're tuning into. And if there's one button that tunes you in fastest, it's gratitude. Gratitude is the gateway. Thank the universe, not just for what you have, but for what is already on its way to you. Most people wait until they succeed to feel grateful. But the universe works the other way around. First, you feel grateful. Then the blessings arrive. Gratitude isn't emotional fluff. It's a deep, energetic process. When you truly feel it, you step into the energy of abundance. You stop living in lack. And when you live from the feeling of already having everything, the universe reflects that feeling as your reality. So every morning, wake up and say, thank you for your breath, for your dreams, for your life. Because that one feeling of thankfulness is like a magnet. It pulls the good toward you, and it pushes fear, worry, and scarcity away. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's possible. And where focus goes, energy flows. He filled himself with a kind of energy that gives birth to miracles. And now, here's a secret. The fastest energy that attracts what you want from the universe is true, deep gratitude. Not just saying thank you from your lips, but feeling it deeply in your heart. The kind of thankfulness that says, I know what I desire is already mine. It's on its way, and I'm already grateful. People who made the impossible possible understood this. Oprah Winfrey once said, be thankful for what you have, or you'll never have what you want. Even Albert Einstein would thank the universe daily for the mysteries he hadn't yet discovered. This isn't superstition, it's energy. It's the same frequency that creation itself is built on. When you say thank you for your dream home, even while sitting in a small rented room, you're telling the universe, I'm ready. I've already accepted it. And the universe begins clearing a path to bring it to you. When you thank the universe for the loving relationship you desire, even while you're still alone, you begin attracting people who match that energy. And when you give thanks for your success before it arrives, life moves to place you in situations where that success becomes possible. But there's one important key. Gratitude must be consistent. Make it a habit. Every morning when you wake up, and every night before you sleep, say thank you for just 3 things, even if they're small. Thank you for this warm tea. Thank you for a body that still supports me. Thank you for the hope still alive in my heart. Because your brain isn't a wall made of stone. It's more like a muscle. The more you repeat something, the stronger that thought becomes. Science calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reshape itself. That means you're never stuck. You can build new paths, break old beliefs, and create a new future, just by choosing what you repeat. So ask yourself, what have I been telling myself for years? I'm not good enough. I'll always be stuck. My luck is bad. I can't change. Every time you've thought or said those things, you were programming your mind with a belief system that now runs your life, even without your permission. But here's the good news. Every program can be rewritten, and the way you do it is through repetition. Start now. Every morning and night, speak new truths. I am powerful. I am the winner. I am the joy, creator of my life. Say it until it becomes your reality, because it will. Every time you speak a new truth to yourself, you're not just saying words. You're sending powerful commands to your brain. These are not just sentences. They're neural signals, shaping the structure of your mind. Just like a farmer plows the soil every day before the crop grows, your thoughts are seeds. What you plant is what will grow. If you keep sowing negativity, fear, and self-doubt, your life will grow confused and failure. But if you start sowing positive thoughts, courage, belief, and clarity, day after day, you'll grow confidence, peace, and success. Behind every successful person is a ritual of powerful repetition. Great athletes don't just perform well because they're talented. They repeat their movements thousands of times. Great speakers don't move people just because they have the right words. It's because they've told themselves again and again, my voice matters. My voice can change the world. If you want to change your life, you have to Repeat new thoughts daily, just like a yogi who never skips practice. In the beginning, it may feel strange. Your mind will pull you back into old patterns. It'll whisper, "This is fake. What's the pros point?" But that is the real test. The moment you start challenging old beliefs, you're standing at the door of transformation. Look in the mirror and say, "I am growing. I am becoming better every day. Everything I need is within me. My future is bright, and I'm building it now." Don't just say these words. Feel them. Live them. And if you want to go deeper, add small practices like journaling 3 good things every day, doing mindful breathing, or visualizing your goals. When you do this daily, your brain begins to move in a new direction. And for the first time, your thoughts start working for you, not against you. But here's something you've probably noticed. It responds to emotional frequency. When your desire is full of fear, the vibration turns into neediness. And neediness sends a message to the universe. I don't have this. I'm scared. I'm lacking. And the universe doesn't react to your words. It reacts to your vibe. On the outside, you might say, "I want this." But inside, your energy says, "I don't believe I'll get it." And in that state of conflict, the superconscious does nothing. It's not emotionless, it's emotion sensitive. That's why you must align your desire not with panic, but with power. True power begins when you can look at your desire and say, "Yes, I want this, but I'm not desperate. I trust it will come at the right time, and until then, I am not broken." That kind of calm, fearless belief is where miracles are born. The superconscious mind doesn't react to chaos. It responds to clarity, patience, and depth. When you stay still inside and keep your focus on the goal, you become a magnet for it. You no longer send the energy of lack. You radiate the energy of already having. And that is the exact vibration that moves the universe in your favor. Want an example of this power? Look at a river. It flows gently, yet it carries the strength to move mountains. Now compare it to a waterfall, loud and aggressive, but shallow. That's how people are too. Those who constantly beg, panic, or chase often lack inner depth. But those who are calm, centered, and quietly determined, they carry real magnetism. Just like a farmer doesn't dig the soil every day to check the seed, you don't need to constantly doubt your dreams. Plant your desire with trust, then let it grow. Surrender isn't giving up. It's letting go of fear and choosing confidence instead of control. You're not begging anymore. You're becoming the kind of person who naturally receives. You're living in the truth that your dream is already yours. It's just waiting for the perfect moment to appear. That's when everything starts shifting. When you say inside, "I know it will happen," and live in that peace, things begin to move toward you without struggle. This world gives the most to those who stop chasing and start trusting. The universe knocks on the door of those who are quietly ready. Always remember, fear slows your desires down, but peace invites miracles. Sometimes we think all this, superconscious mind, visualization, manifestation, is only for books or for those who already have it all. But the truth is, no fancy clothes and no powerful surname. But he had one thing that most people around him didn't. A dream. A dream to become a millionaire. Every night, when the world slept, he would close his eyes and see himself sitting in a luxurious office. He would imagine closing big business deals, driving a shiny car, and people recognizing his name wherever he went. And he didn't just imagine it, he felt it. He lived in that vision with so much belief that both his mind and the universe started believing it too. Today, that same boy, Vikas, is a millionaire. He owns his startup. And yes, he drives the same car he once saw with closed eyes. Now let me tell you about Ria, a girl from a small town in Bihar. She had a dream of speaking in front of the world, inspiring people, and becoming a voice that could move hearts. But her journey wasn't easy. She failed multiple competitive exams. People mocked her. Her family doubted her. Her friends left her. But she didn't stop. Every single day, she looked in the mirror and told herself, "I am an international motivational speaker." She practiced her talks, recorded her voice, and stood in front of the mirror speaking to imaginary crowds. She saw herself changing lives, and her superconscious mind started believing it. And a few years later, Ria gave her first TEDx talk. Today, she's spoken in 5 countries and touched millions of lives with her voice. These aren't just stories, they are proof. There's a boy who used to pull a rickshaw. His son topped the UPPSC. A homemaker started a business at age 45 and now runs a company worth 10 crores. A school dropout became a leading name in global digital marketing. None of these people had superpowers. What they had was an inner world stronger than their outer world. They believed internally first, and then the external world responded. Every story follows a pattern. They dreamed it with clarity. They visualized it until it felt real. They repeated it every day without giving up. They trusted their superconscious even in the middle of chaos. And that's the secret. The universe starts working when you stop doubting and start believing. If this audiobook touched something inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Like the video, share it with someone who needs this, and subscribe to our channel because this is just the beginning. We'll meet again in the next chapter, in the next book, in the next transformation. Until then, remember, the power is already inside you. Now, it's your turn to awaken it.